Welcome to today's Seidokan Saturday. We're going to look today at sparring / self-defense, and I'm going to try and be as brief as possible with this. There are a lot of places you can go to look up long diatribes about it, but in kumite or in self-defense, we have three basic response levels, and they are typically referred to in Japanese as go-no-sen, sen-no-sen, and sen-sen-no-sen. Essentially what that means is go-no-sen is he's already initiating his attack or possibly even completed it, and then I respond. More often than not, I don't want to let him complete it. In sword fighting, and we'll just take a downward strike. In sword fighting, he's going to initiate the attack and I'm going to come offline. This is one of the areas where too often, let's move this a little bit, too often in sports style kumite, he attacks and I just defend, right? Fighting, right? He attacks and I defend, and now he's on the offense and I've let his attack come and I'm moving linear, which is why going to the sword version of this makes a lot more sense, so that when he attacks, I'm moving off at an angle for my response. And it could be either angle, doesn't matter, right? When he attacks, then I have my response. And that would be go-no-sen. Now, it doesn't have to be a full attack. It can be, I see that he's begun his attack. Now, I'm going to move into him instead of away from him, and this would be sen-no-sen. I'm attacking at his attack. If I move at an angle here and attack at his attack, oh, that just kind of fell right into his face, then that's sen-no-sen, okay? So I go toward the attack, or I kind of sense it beginning, but don't let it come to fruition before I hit him back. And this can take a lot of different, do multiple attacks, whatever, doesn't matter, right? It can take, and I just slapped his rib in his head, right? He goes again, I don't know what he's gonna do. But I don't wait for the attack to complete itself before I move into my position. Sen-no-sen. Next is sen-sen-no-sen, which is I sense that he wants to attack and I go first. Now, there is the old karate ni sente nashi. There is no first attack in karate. Karate for defense only, as Miyagi says in rule number 2, C number 1. Basically, karate ni sente nashi means there is, did I put that on that one? Oh, no, that's not it. I'm going to have that one made for my kanban. But the idea of sen-no-sen is we're sparring, and I see that twinkle in his eye, and I go before he even loads the punch and come in with my counters or whatever I'm going to do. This works especially and becomes especially important with bravo guy up in your face, right? So he's bullying up, and I want to know, space. And as long as his hands are hanging, okay, right? We're fine. But the minute his chest puffs or the shoulder moves or his eye twitches, sen-no-sen says, I'm not waiting. I'm coming right at him right now. Go-no-sen, I'm like, and I wasn't really paying attention. Come on, man. And he swings. Now I have to block and do my technique or respond defensively. Sen-no-sen, he starts his attack, and I don't necessarily even block. I get there before his attack comes to fruition. So we want to try and incorporate those levels of defense. They also typically tend to correspond with levels of skill. And we start, for example, with our Seidokan Yakusoku. Okay, Mike. Hey, number 1. Boom. Go-no-sen. He attacked. I moved at an angle. I counterattacked. Sen-no-sen. Number 2. Hey. I hit him when his attack is on the way, if possible. I don't want to have to block that or do anything with it. I just sidestep. Hey. Boom. Sen-sen-no-sen, we don't do in Yakusoku, because that's actually me going at him when he twitches. Sen-sen-no-sen, we kind of get in our Kempo number 6. I sense he's going to attack and I kick him, hopefully even before he moves possibly. But especially in a self-defense, hey, look, man, I don't want any trouble, and he's bullying up on me. And the minute his shoulder twitches, I go, right? Hey, he's bullying up on me. He starts to swing. Now that's sen no sen. He's bullying up on me. I fell asleep on the job, and he does what he's going to do, and I have to block. Go no sen. So we have levels at which, as our skill improves, as our awareness improves, the ideal is to always be in sen no sen, to get there as soon as I know his attack is imminent. If I'm having a conversation with the bully, he's like, is there anything I can do to persuade you to please not try to hurt me? He says, no, I'm going to kick your butt no matter what you do. Then I'm going to go ahead and hit, because his intention has been expressed. Even though he hasn't physically moved, he hasn't announced his intent. I can go right then, sen sen no sen. If he says, nah, it's okay, and he draws back, and I see a twitch of his shoulder, or a twitch of his eye, or a pop of the chest, any of those indicators, and then I hit him, sen no sen. If I fall asleep on the job and have to block, I goofed up, go no sen. That's basically it. We'll look at some more concepts on how to apply those in various levels and degrees of sparring as we go on. But I wanted to cover that because when we're just some light spar, right? Just tag sparring, right? Here, I'm blocking and striking continuously. You don't have to stop motion, right? So within all of that, there were several of each level, depending on where my stance was, where his stance was, when he hit me, when I hit him. But we want to become, in breaking it down terms, we want to practice those little phases and go, okay, let's go back and look at what happened here. Let's go back and look at what happened here and learn how to preempt and sense the attack before it actually occurs. Hey, arigatou gozaimasu. That's it for today's Seidokan Saturday. Go no sen, sen no sen, sen sen no sen. Levels of attack. Contrary to the concept of there is no first attack in karate, sen sen no sen teaches us that his intent is an attack. That doesn't mean we can't hit first, but we don't go in offensively with aggression unless it's needed and sensed in advance. Thanks for joining. As always, like, share, subscribe, hit the button, call your mom, tell her a joke. And until next week, most especially, as always, let's keep practicing.